Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to plunge into fascinating sources and pull out the best insights for you. Today we're diving into something really quite unique. It's called The Beauty of Music by Rodney Josephson. And it's not just a book, is it? It's this blend of memoir, spiritual guidance, self-help, all woven around 37 songs he wrote in just 1 year.
Exactly. And our mission here isn't just about the music itself. It's really about getting into Josephson's own journey, his awakening and this core belief he has, that music. Well, it can be a path to finding your true purpose. The book came out in 2024, R.A. Josephson Publishing, and he designs it as this interactive thing, a musical self-help book.
Interactive, how so?
Well, each song, all 37, comes with descriptions, the lyrics, obviously, and these things he calls reinforcement tasks. They're for you, the reader, to actually do. He suggests about an hour and 15 minutes per song.
Wow, okay, that adds up.
Yeah, about 40 hours total. Or you could do one song a day for 37 days. That's the idea.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We'll dig into his perspective, which sounds pretty unique. We'll pull out the core ideas of his philosophy and see how he thinks his music and the ideas behind it can help you on your own path. So where does this all start for him? He points to a specific date, right? March 19th, 2023. He calls it a pivotal moment, a creative explosion, writing songs, poems daily, feeling this divine right to write, as he puts it.
Right. And what's fascinating is how he links that right into his first track, Flow. He talks about this sudden, nudge to text and run, just writing keywords down fast, starting with Jesus, which for him means I am.
Okay.
And he believes everyone has these kinds of moments, these intuitive nudges. He connects it to spiritual realignment, getting back in touch with principles, values, universal laws. He even brings in his own reading scripture, things like the 7-year period or 3.5 years. For him, they symbolize reaching a higher awareness of, who I am, becoming conscious like Israel and anointed, which he sees as being empowered to rule your inner world, guide others.
Anointed. Interesting term.
Yeah, and he calls Flow his cornerstone track. It came after he felt he metaphorically slew Goliath to fix his thinking, basically clearing out his own mental space. It shows his belief that transformation is active. It's an internal battle. You have to consciously shift your mindset.
Intense. And from that awakening, he moves to something incredibly personal. Oh, Brother, a song about his identical twin brother's death, a hit and run in 1969. They were only 5.
Yeah, an unimaginable trauma. But Josephson frames it differently. He sees it through his philosophy, and not as just despair, but as transformation. He has this strong belief in guardian angels helping those in need. He stresses hope, love, faith.
How does he process something like that?
His approach is quite radical. He says, celebrate death, for it is life in a new way or meaning. He even offers a specific tool for handling trauma. It involves stepping back, dissociating emotionally to analyze it. Yeah, intentionally. To analyze without the immediate emotional hit, the steps are accept, thank, forgive, learn, adapt, grow. He argues external things might block your plans, but perseverance gets you through. The nugget here is this view of trauma as a catalyst and a structured way to process it, moving from pain to acceptance.
That's a challenging perspective.
Yeah.
Then he turns inward again to relationships in The Man Who I Am, especially with his ex-wives.
Right, and here he brings in what he calls the law of projection and reflection. The idea is simple but deep. Whatever you think or imagine, you project it out and the world reflects it back to you.
So relationships, work, money, they're mirrors.
According to him, yes. Direct reflections of your inner state. And the reinforcement task here asks you, the reader, to define your dream life. And then embody core values, honesty, happiness, prosperity, like a personal mission statement. You have to act as though they are true, regardless of the external world.
Act as if.
Exactly. Envision yourself as the best man or woman who is whole, perfect, and complete. It demands, radical self-responsibility. Seeing your reality as a mirror means change has to start inside, always.
And this theme, this personal power, continues in other songs on that first album, The One Mind, like Wake Up and Soar Baby. They seem connected to unlocking potential.
Definitely. They really drive home that theme of inner transformation. Wake Up is about trusting your inner wisdom, believing the answers you need are already inside you.
Okay.
And Soar Baby, well, it uses that powerful metaphor, the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's about building self-confidence, breaking free from old patterns, shedding limitations, becoming that higher version of yourself. It's really a call to evolve.
So after that intense first album, The One Mind, he starts traveling. And that leads to the second album, The One Love.
Yes, the journey itself seems to have fueled the next wave of creativity, and it really shaped his ideas on manifestation. In Grooving to the Beat, he talks about it. Not as some kind of magic, but as the conscious and subconscious minds coming together, the masculine and feminine, reaching an agreement, joining as one. And that's what gives birth to your ideas, he says.
An internal alignment, creating external reality.
Precisely. It's a powerful way to think about it.
And then there's falling from heaven. That sounds
Yeah.
almost utopian, a cyclical view of life.
Yeah, he elaborates there on his belief that everything comes from heaven, everything returns to heaven. But the kicker is, he says, we can dwell in heaven right here, right now,
Yeah.
by imagining life as the absolute best it could be and then acting as if it's already true. That, he claims, leads to heaven on earth, a paradise, the Garden of Eden. So the core idea is your state of mind literally creates your present moment. You can find peace and abundance regardless of what's outside.
Okay, now, the next couple of songs from the One Love, they get very personal and potentially controversial, as you said. Let's start with Tunnels of Lust.
Right. Here, Josephson reflects on his travels, his past relationships, and the main point he makes is that finding true love out there starts with finding and loving yourself unconditionally. He brings back that law of projection and reflection. The partner you attract reflects your inner self.
So self-love is the foundation.
Absolutely. Critical in his view.
Okay, and then The Pill. This one sounds sensitive.
It is. The track is about AIDS and what Josephson refers to as the lies the establishment, feed us. He dedicated it to his brother Perry, who he says gave his life to inspire others. Josephson's core message here is really potent. Man is king unto himself, meaning individuals have the power to accept or reject anything anyone tells them.
He challenges the narrative around AIDS.
Yes, he calls AIDS a vague term that, in his view, leads to deception. He claims societal structures use corporate law to defraud the living flesh and blood man or woman. His interpretation seems to be that the system treats people like entities, not sovereign beings, disempowering them. And it's really important here to state clearly, we're conveying Josephson's perspective from his book. We're not endorsing it or taking sides.
Understood is his viewpoint we're exploring. But these songs definitely highlight his strong belief in individual autonomy, discernment, taking total responsibility for your beliefs. This idea, man is king unto himself, it sounds empowering, but does he talk about the challenges of actually living that way?
He focuses less on the challenges, more on the commitment it takes. The main challenge, from his perspective, seems to be constantly maintaining that inner sovereignty against outside pressures, against what he sees as lies. And his solution, which you see in the reinforcement tasks, is relentless self-reflection, sticking to your internal compass, rejecting anything that doesn't feel true to you. It's really self-governance, pure and simple.
Okay, so moving on to album 3, The One Trust. He felt a deeper connection developing, more inward focused.
It seems that way. That deepening trust comes through in the track Universe. Uni meaning one, verse meaning rhythm. He says, you are the center of your universe, and you can visit and experience anything, anywhere. But here's where he gives a strong warning.
Against what?
Against things like AI-generated answers, VR headsets, the metaverse, other devices. He believes they divide, separate, and confuse your ability to be centered.
Interesting take in today's world.
Yeah, he advises cutting back on intrusions that are not of benefit. Why? To control your own imaginative ideas, the insight is that real freedom isn't about tech access. It's about controlling your inner narrative, minimizing distractions that pull you off center.
That control over thoughts?
Yeah.
That leads right into can't sleep, doesn't it? Dealing with racing thoughts at night. So many people experience that.
Absolutely. And Josephson's view is pretty unique. He says life is a dream. And if you understand you're essentially in a dream state at any time, you can learn to control your mind.
Control the dream.
Sort of. The reinforcement tasks focus on managing daily thoughts, memories, even actual dreams. It's about becoming the director of your inner world, not just being swept along by thoughts. It takes active mental discipline.
So this whole section really hammers home personal responsibility, cultivating good habits, which he apparently explores more in songs like Dancing My Dreams. It's all about conscious choices shaping your reality. All right, let's move to the 4th album, The One Truth. He felt the songs were just flowing through him by this point.
Yeah, it just jumped out at him, is how he put it. The Candle is a good example. He describes it as being about oneness. One soul may be divided, but ultimately returning to wholeness. And what's interesting here is how he connects intense emotional reactions, getting really worked up about an idea, to messages.
Messages from where?
From your higher self or guiding angels, he suggests. Those strong feelings aren't random. They're signals, pointing you towards a truth or a path you should take. It's about trusting your gut as guidance.
Then, in Remembering When, he seems to express real sadness about the state of the world, divisions, problems.
Yes, it feels like a lament, but it quickly pivots to a call to action. He says, those days are gone, maybe referring to some perceived past unity, and stresses that change starts in you, right now. He explicitly reinterprets love thy neighbor. First, he says it means loving yourself, loving that one you see in the mirror every day.
Love yourself first, then the neighbor next door.
Exactly, and he connects this self-responsibility to everything. Diet, leadership, he's very clear. It's you who are the leader, the boss, the king or queen, not someone else.
Yeah.
The core message is powerful.
Hmm.
Real global change starts inside, with radical self-love extending outwards.
He builds on that in Reflections of You, right?
Right.
Exploring masculine, feminine within. And that idea, again, that external love reflects inner love. You have to cultivate qualities in yourself first.
It's that law of projection again, applied to finding love. Very consistent message, which leads smoothly into loving one. Here, he talks about abundance being everywhere. Everything you need is already here, he states. And he has this unique take on sin.
Sin as missing the mark.
Yes. Not moral failure, but failing to keep agreements or straying from your core values. He really stresses setting clear goals and sticking to decisions. He uses a simple example, deciding to drink only water, politely declining anything else. It's about building that inner discipline to align with what you truly want. That commitment, he suggests, manifests abundance.
Okay, we're nearing the end of the musical journey. The final album, the one verse, his most recent songs at the time of writing.
Right, feels like a culmination, and Butterfly is such a strong metaphor for his own journey. He talks about going from crawling on the ground to realizing he's the monarch, capable of anything. Things that seemed impossible suddenly became easy. And the exercises push you to find and overcome your perceived impossibilities.
So limitations are self-imposed.
That's the strong implication. Change your identity, change your capabilities.
Then in Music Man, he connects his path to this idea of anointment. How does he see that applying to everyone, to the listener?
Well, Josephson believes everyone eventually will be anointed to rule your kingdom, but also to help all of your brothers and sisters shine like stars. It's leadership, but for collective upliftment. He encourages you to think about times you brought people or ideas together. Use that past motivation for new goals. It's a call to recognize your own leadership potential and use it for good.
And the final track discussed, Dream Dance, seems to tie it all together.
Beautifully, yeah. It's about the flow of love in life and the crucial need for thoughts, plans, goals to align with your true center, your values, your principles. If those are consistent, he states, your relationships and your reality will just naturally conform. It's holistic.
Wow, what a journey Rodney Josephson takes us on, and the beauty of music. It really moves from that personal awakening and healing through self-mastery, manifestation, all the way to this sense of universal connection.
It really does. And he sees the whole project not just as his own thing, but as a spiritually collective collaboration where one helps all and all helps one. He's quite confident about it. He asserts that if you engage with the book's framework, positive change is only obvious.
Only obvious. That's quite a statement, like cause and effect for personal growth.
Yeah, almost like an inevitable outcome if you follow the steps.
So, reflecting on all this, it leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? If your outer world truly is, as Josephson suggests, a direct reflection of your inner thoughts and feelings, what courageous inner change will you commit to first, knowing the universe might just be waiting to reflect that change right back to you?